We're now in 2026, guys, so I figured it would be a good time to show you the best deck for every arena in today's video. So starting off, guys, for arena 1 to 4, this is obviously at the very start, so you can definitely use the same deck for all of these arenas from 1 to 4. If you want to make some adjustments, if you really want to, you can. Like maybe you can throw in the bomber for the archers if you want to, but you honestly can just keep pretty much the starter deck and you'll obviously be completely fine, and you just play and you'll get past the arenas quick enough because the opponents aren't going to be very good, and you might even be against some bots, so it shouldn't be too big of a struggle. Next up, guys, this is going to be from arena 5 to 7. You're going to be completely fine running this type of deck, guys. The Hog Rider is a very good win condition. A lot of players at this range aren't really going to have a great knowledge of knowing how to defend him, obviously, because they're new to the game. It's very quick, it deals a lot of damage, so I think it would not hurt to swap to this win condition. You definitely 100% can keep running the Giant if you want to, guys. A lot of these decks that I'm going to show you, you can use them, you know, even in the later arenas, even getting all the way to 10,000 trophies or higher. It's really just going to be dependent on your card levels. That's a big factor. So you definitely can mix and match cards based off of, you know, what you unlock and your levels. So definitely feel free to experiment. Next up, guys, for Arena 8, we have this Three Musketeer deck. Guys, the Three Musketeers, ever since they got that rework, have been really good, and you have just so many good cards in this deck that you've already unlocked. It's honestly pretty crazy, guys. You have the Royal Hogs, the Three Musketeers, the Ice Golem, the Minions, the Fire Spirit, the Mini P.E.K.K.A, Fireball, Zap. Just a very solid, well-rounded deck. It's really nice you have the Zap with the Three Musketeers because you're going to be running into, you know, maybe people running the Skeleton Army, which does get played a lot when you're in the lower arenas. So it's going to be really nice to have with the Three Musketeers if you choose to run this deck. And then the Mini P.E.K.K.A, which is really good in Giant, is still going to be really good, guys, with the Three Musketeers as well, of course. And then Arena 9, guys, look at this. You already have this really solid Mortar deck you can play. This Mortar Bait deck, guys, is going to be really good. Now, obviously, when you first start playing the game, the Evos, you're not going to have to worry about that too much. And without the Evos, guys, this deck is still going to be really solid with the Skeleton Barrel, the Mortar, and then you have the bait aspect, guys, with the Gob Gang, the Minions, and then you have good support with the Musketeer and the Knight. And now, obviously, guys, when you're low, you're not going to have the heroes, but if you focus maybe early on upgrading a deck or learning how to play a deck that have the heroes in it, like the Musk or the Knight, it's really going to benefit you later on because you're going to be kind of ahead of the game, and once you unlock one of those heroes, you're going to, well, already know how to play the deck. You've got practice and reps in, and then Fireball, Barbell, guys, to round out the deck. Really good spells that pair absolutely phenomenally with it. Next up, guys, in Arena 10, we are going to have none other than Expo because you unlock the Tesla as well as the Expo, guys, which, of course, you need to be playing an Expo deck, and then you're going to, of course, have all the other cards unlocked, except the Log. You are not going to have the Log, but the reason I would recommend, guys, running this deck, especially if you want to end up being an Expo player or you're open to running cycle decks or enjoy playing them, is Expo, guys, is the type of deck that never dies. It really never dies, so you can't really go wrong with early on running this deck, learning how to play it, and unlocking the cards, because it's really going to benefit you later on if you still want to main that deck, which is actually why, guys, I literally dedicated it twice just to kind of show for the next arena in Arena 11. It's basically just going to be the same deck with the Log, because, of course, the Log is going to be better than the Bar Barrel, but I just think it's going to be really solid, and it does have a high skill cap. You do have to play it well to be one of the best at it, especially, which is why I do think it's beneficial to start running it early on, but of course it has to be included, guys, you know, in this deck list. I mean, because it's just viable every single meta, and a lot of the decks I'm mentioning, I want to mention decks that are going to be good no matter what the meta is and the balances are, and a lot of these decks have really stood the test of time, guys, which is why for the next deck, of course, we are going to have Loon Cycle, guys. Loon Cycle for Arena 12, it's going to be absolutely phenomenal because a lot of these cards, guys, are just good no matter what the meta is, and, you know, you have good evolution options as well in the deck too. I mean, you know, the Skeletons, Musketeers, Snowball. As you unlock the Evos, you got a few choices. You got the Hero Ice Golem coming as well, so if you play and practice this deck, the Hero Ice Golem, if you end up getting that hero, could really benefit you if you play this deck, guys. Bomb Tower going to be a really good splash building. And of course, the Barbell you already have unlocked. Snowball pairs really good with the Balloon. And this deck is a deck that really never dies as well. And recently, guys, these past couple months, it's really been even better, especially because of the Hero Musketeer. A lot of people run Hero Musketeer in the deck, but you don't even need to use the Hero Musketeer. Just using the Musketeer Evolution is going to be really good as well, guys. Next up, guys, for Arena 13, we're going to have to go back to the Three Musketeers for a second because you have the Heal Spirit unlocked, guys, and now you basically have a meta Three Musketeer deck right here, which is going to be great. I promise you guys. You got the Royal Hogs, you got the Ghost, all unlocked. Musketeers, Hunter, the Heal Spirit complements it really well, the Three Musketeers, as well as the Royal Hogs, and then you got that tank, and then you got Fireball and Barbell to round off the deck, making it really, really solid. And if you play this well, it can get you really far. In fact, you could even just run this deck to 10,000, 12,000 trophies with no problem. I can tell you guys that right now. Next up, guys, for Arena 14, you do unlock the Royal Delivery. And because you unlock the Royal Delivery, guys, it's going to pair very nicely in this minor control deck, so I got to throw this deck in here. If you're a Royal Delivery enthusiast, this is the best Royal Delivery deck in my opinion. Evo Skeletons, Evo Tesla, both going to be very good evolutions in the deck. Even if you don't have the Hero Knight, you could maybe throw that in. Maybe you don't have the, you know, you got so many options, right? You can mix and match the cards to your liking based on the Evos you have. And it's going to be really defensive. You got the rocket you can use defensively as well, or to cycle rockets at the end of the game, of course. So you got the miner and rocket as reliable ways of getting damage, and a really strong defense with the Tesla, of course, as well, guys. And then next for Arena 15, guys, we of course have the Royal Giant. This is just going to be such a great deck. It's, in my opinion, the best non-hero deck in the game. It's been consistent for years. It really feels like it's a win condition that never dies. And you unlock the Fisherman in Arena 15, which is why you're finally going to be able to, of course, run this deck and have a lot of success with it. You know, you got the Fireball and the Log. You can use the Barbell if you want as well. You can use maybe Phoenix instead of the Hunter. Maybe if you have a higher level Phoenix, maybe you use Megami instead of the Hunter as well. There's a lot of different replacements you can make. You can also just use the Evo Hunter if you don't have the Evo Ghost, for example. That also would apply to the Skeletons. So you can just kind of swap out what you need to, guys, based off of what you have as far as your evolutions, guys. And now, guys, we're getting to the point where we have the champions unlocked, so I want to show you guys some good champion decks. So next up, guys, for Arena 16, you do unlock the Golden Knight. So you have this really good bridge spam deck with the P.E.K.K.A. and the Golden Knight. You got the Evolve Battle Ram. You could use Ramrider in the deck if you want as well. You could just use P.E.K.K.A. instead of the, you could use Mega Knight instead of the P.E.K.K.A. if you want. I do think the P.E.K.K.A. is a bit better, though. You got the Mother Witch, which is really going to be good against spammy cards, baity cards, and then the guards are going to be really good defensively, but you can change some things around to your liking. That's the beauty of P.E.K.K.A. decks. Very versatile. You can make substitutions as you want, but as it currently stands, this is the best P.E.K.K.A. deck in the game, in my opinion, but it really depends on the meta, so feel free to run what you're comfortable with, guys. Next up, we got Arena 17, and of course, because the Mighty Miners unlock, guys, I got to throw in Hog EQ. This is one of the best Hog decks, in my opinion. It's pretty much good no matter what the meta is. If you're one of the best Hog EQ players in the game, you can be pretty much anything. Even Lava Hound decks are winnable, as hard as that is to believe, if you play perfectly. You can maybe use the Tesla instead of the Cannon. If you want, you can swap some things around, but of course, guys, this Hog EQ combination in general with the Mighty Miner is just going to be really, really solid, which is why I decided to include it for the Arena 17. Arena 18, guys, we're actually going to have the Royal Giant deck similar to the one I shown, except a different variation. Now, the one that I showed you guys is actually just as good as this one. It's going to come down to personal preference, but because the Monk is unlocked, I wanted to show you guys a really good Monk deck. This is the best Monk deck in the game, in my opinion, guys, which you can run at Arena 18 once you unlock the Monk. You got basically the RG and, you know, the Monk, which is going to be a good tank in front, and it's going to allow you to have just with that ability too, it's just, they're going to have a hard time taking it out. A lot of players at this range aren't going to know how to defend it. And then you have the Evo Hunter, of course, instead of the Evo Ghost. Now, at this point, guys, at 6,500, I believe, Arena 18, you've already unlocked everything. So I'm going to show you guys just some basically extra decks before we get to the point where you can run the 2 hero slots which of course is gatekeeped until 10,000 trophies. So this is going to be, I wanted to show an Archer Queen deck because I'm going to show a good deck for every champion because I know people really do like to run champions and a lot of people like to have them in their deck. So this is another really good meta deck, guys. I'd recommend for Arena 19. You got the Evo Cannon, the Evo Royal Hogs. The Archer Queen is going to be really solid in this deck defensively, and even if they have a Fireball or a Lightning, you can space everything out, so they have to pick and choose what they use their spells on, and then your defense is just so solid with the delivery, EQ, to allow you to break through buildings, and of course the log for Beatty cards is really nice to have. And of course, guys, I gotta show kind of this toxic, suspicious bush bait spam deck that's been so good in the meta for such a long time. In my opinion, guys, this is going to be the best Skeleton King deck in the game. If you're someone that likes running Skeleton King, this is going to be really solid. You can change the evolutions depending on what the meta is. Maybe you want to use Evo Wall Breakers, Evo Skeleton Barrel, but you could also use maybe the Evo Skarmy, the Evolved Gob Barrel. You can easily make substitutions, even put in the Evo Cannon in the deck. A lot of different versions of this you can play, but you just want to make sure it has a lot of spammy cards with the Skeleton King, essentially. That's kind of the general idea of it. Arena 20, guys, the best Little Prince deck in the game is going to be this. At the moment, the Little Prince, as of recording this video, isn't very good, but it is getting a buff, so it might be better, and if it is better, it typically tends to be very good inside of drill cycle decks, and this is the type of drill deck it probably would fit in, so definitely give this a try. If you do like running the Little Prince, usually it's almost always paired with the Goblin Drill and the Miner, guys, which is why I'll go with this for Arena 20. For Arena 21, guys, we got a different type of bait deck. This is going to be Hyper Bait with the Evo Skarmy, the Evo Gob Barrel. No champion, no hero. It's just a bunch of spam. These type of decks have been so good the last few metas, so that's probably a solid free-to-play option if you don't really have the heroes or the champions you're having a hard time obtaining or unlocking them. This can be great, and there's so many different evolutions you can use as well. As you guys can see, you can clearly put in, you know, the Wall Breakers if you want, the Dark Gob, the Ice Spirit, guys. You got like so many different options. It's practically endless, as you can tell, guys. For 22, guys, you can see here, you basically have the well, you got Lava Hound. I lost track. Am I at 22 or 23? But the bottom line, guys, I wanted to throw Lava Hound in here for one of the decks. And actually, guys, I wanted to specifically throw it in later on because Lava Hound is not great when you're low because there's so many people running Wizard and just good counters to it, and it's obnoxious, but it gets better the higher up you get as you face less mid-ladder decks. The Evo Baby Drag, Evo Valk is going to pair very well with the Lava to speed up your Balloon and the Lava, and then the Valk can defend just about anything, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know. And then Vines pair very well inside of Lava Hound decks because you're going to be able to get rid of the pesky support cards combined with the Fireball especially, and you're going to be able to kill things like Three Musketeers with both of these two things together, which is going to be useful because that is going to be one of the best counters, of course, to Lava Loon pushes. Next up, guys, I wanted to show you the best Gobstein deck. Even though the Gobstein isn't very good, I just wanted to show you guys this for Arena 24 because I wanted to give you guys an option of if you do want to run the Gobstein, what it'll fit in. So I'm showing every champion. I guess I'm hinting at the fact that the boss bin is coming up. But Evo Cage, Evo Skeletons, Gobstein, going to be a pretty decent combination. And then the Knight as a tank, another tank for the graveyard in case maybe you don't got a Gobstein down. You got two different pushes you can go in for, either Gobstein Graveyard or Knight Graveyard. I guess the Brawler Graveyard as well. And a lot of people at this range are still not really going to know how to defend the graveyard pushes, which is going to be really good, and you can definitely have a lot of success with that. And next up, guys, this is going to be Arena 25, where you are going to unlock the 2 hero slots. Now, the first deck I want to show you guys is actually a deck that doesn't even have a hero in it. It's actually 2 champions to show the fact that literally 2 champions can be really broken, and you don't even need to run a hero. This bridge spam deck has been running rampant recently, and it's been so good, which is why for Arena 25, I'm going to first say this deck, and then what you can do is, guys, you can find so many decks on TV Royale that are shown basically in the top 200, and that's a good way for knowing what's good. Once you're at that level, Arena 25 and up, you can really just look at what's good in the top 200, and that's going to help you have success. But this has a good offense. It's just spam, basically. That's the win condition. Boss Bandit, Golden Knight together. It's absolutely broken. Don't say I didn't warn you. And then the Zappies for defending, Mother Witch for Swarm, Cannon Cart going to be really good at defending as well, guys. And I'll show you guys real quick just on TV Royale so you can, I don't know, whoa, okay, there we go. So on TV Royale, as you guys can see, you can kind of get a sense of other decks that are really good too. Once you get high up, it'll show you basically what's good inside of the top 200 because it shows a lot of top 200 players. One of my personal favorite decks I've been running right now, guys, is this deck. This deck could end up actually being very good, guys, because in the recent balance changes, the Mini P.E.K.K.A is not getting a very big nerf, the Hero Mini P.E.K.K.A, and the Hero Giant, as it currently stands, isn't getting a nerf at all. So because that's the case, this deck could end up being very, very good as well this year, or at least for the next month or two. But of course, the meta is always changing, so it's hard to really make predictions and say what's going to be good the whole year and what's not going to be good. But as it stands, these types of decks are really good if you do have the courtesy of being able to run 2 heroes, having them both unlocked. This type of deck is amazing in this meta and one of the most broken decks in the game. And then for a lot of the other decks I showed you earlier on, guys, a lot of those decks, of course, had things like the Knight in it, which you can throw in your deck, or, of course, the Musketeer, which I showed you guys earlier on. Of course, 2.6 is going to be just great as well. 2.6 and Hog in general, guys, you're going to be able to use, of course, the Musketeer and that Ice Golem coming out. So the Hog decks early on that I recommended, you don't even have to make that many changes to it. So anyways, guys, that's going to be it for the video. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to give it a like and subscribe. You can use creator code BOSS to support me in any Supercell game. And thanks again until next time, guys.